breakfast a day, every day.
Nestle, good food, good life.
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Na jauti kai mu da do bi kurasi wa se wan timi ansi
mate insist be sire why na me yikwa na treche wo ojari malaria din ya chinsa
eja ka akoma to yem so onom dan proke herba mixture osisi mbadu se from oyire nso doctor ka che ne se o malaria mo ani bi oni pedue mu a so onom dank antima x yare malaria ebe kokora obi wo honom a ne yem ye ne yanso a so onom dank gastro care herba mixture oho beton dank phyto care herba mixture koko ebe ye hu adwuma ma wapono waposo won tutu dank extra care herba mixture obenya hoden ne watimi anante make afo dank no nyina e de amamo
na ebenya dwedwe nya bi we
pharmacy shop ana herba shop also pe dank no a ye be ma obi
pacho mo number ye sen
0266593330
enroi oba pemfo oba o ma akora nufo ani akora woni mfie du mienu ntime no
FDA ahwehwe saa edwadie nkrato mu agya atom se eye.
Well, good afternoon and welcome to Pan African News. We are coming to you from our studios in Abilinkwe 48 Swanika Street here in Accra. My name is Justice Appiah. Once again, let me remind you that we are also streaming live on Facebook at Pan African Television, also on YouTube at Pan African Television. Now, quickly to our headlines for this afternoon. Pan African Television journalists attacked verbally and physically here in Accra during the registration exercise yesterday. Now, Bono for region, the registration exercise begins at a slow pace, few skirmishes here and there. We'll also be looking at reactions by Ghanaians as government's provision of free water ends today. Details of these stories, including business, international sports, and entertainment, will come your way for the next 1 hour. We're going for a short break. We'll be right back. On to our very first story for this afternoon. A woman believed to be a national security operative has verbally and physically assaulted journalists from Pan African Television who covered the ongoing voters registration exercise yesterday at the premises of Accra Senior High School yesterday.
So something just happened now at the Accra High polling station. When we got there, we asked for the reps, the party reps, to speak to. We're directed to the NDC reps. We spoke to the NDC rep, and then we're directed to the MPP reps. But as we approached them, they harshly told us no, that they would not speak to us. And so, we moved on. We spoke to the EC officials. We spoke to some people who were getting registered. And then we proceeded to go to the front of the building to take the intro. Now, as we were leaving, we were approached by one of the people who had been pointed out to us as MPP reps. Now, she came at us and she said she wanted to see our footages. We wanted to know why. I spoke to her. First of all, I was surprised at her approach. So I said to her, oh, calm down. Like, why are you so upset? What is it? And she said she had been filmed without her consent. And so my cameraman explained to her that no, nobody had filmed her. She now proceeded to ask for the personal phone of the driver, our driver. And he said no, he will not give her his personal phone. Now, she started throwing tantrums and saying that he had recorded her, and so he wanted her phone. And he said, no, I will not give you my phone. So that ensued for a while. Now, mind you, at this point, she's screaming and shouting and calling herself national security. She says she's national security, she'll show us all of that. We leave her alone. We go, we come back. We are done with whatever we are doing. Now we are in the van about leaving. And this woman charges at us again. Now, mind you, at this point, I'm surprised because I'm wondering what is upsetting her so much. In a flash, her hands are on the cameraman. She's hitting the cameraman. Viewers, I promise you, I lost my cool too. Because...
Go back. Why? Hey, is she okay? Mommy, go back. What I want? Are you crazy?
I don't even have the words. First of all, what is National Security doing at the polling station? Why is National Security harassing pressmen? And why is National Security hitting pressmen? These are questions that I have, and I do not have the answers. I hope somebody watching has the answers for me. Hopefully, we were able to capture something, and we are playing that now, and you can see for yourself what happened. This is not acceptable, and we will not tolerate this. You cannot intimidate us. You cannot stop what we do.
Well, that was what transpired yesterday at the Accra Senior High School, where a lady believed to be in national security tried to physically and verbally assault some Pan-African television journalists who were covering the registration yesterday. Away from that, the voters' registration exercise, which began yesterday across the country, was met with frustration in the Bono, Ahafo, and Bono East regions as residents lamented the slow pace of the process. A visit to some polling stations by Pan-African News saw low turnout. However, at the Tandobuase polling station in the Tichima North constituency, confusion broke out when the NDC party agent resisted attempts by some MPP representatives to register unidentified people they claimed were not residents in the area.
The friend is Simon C. near World Coordinator, Emma NDC, for Jamatimpo military area. I had 7 polling stations. On the machines in the year, the chassis, Bonnie BNC. All this, the problem Kakra one is a very slow Kakra, but you see the another chassis and Nintinama. Now, by protocols, no, COVID-19 protocols, you go through all of them. Oba, you have your nurse in here, binding a bar. No, she'll check your temperature. No, I record the atoll. Son of a mouth, seminar, and in Suya, now they are all who go through the process. If the South Dean, baby, all free, baby out here, or house number, you go through the process. We are near the time. So far, minimum can say a couple one something, and I feel a high police station. Let me actually, me for money on my card, a year 54. I'm no money on my card this year. The had here. The police station high for Jamatico.
Say, we have a say, a higher. Can we show you the answer to the Papa? Can we move? Some of you numbers and apple food, like I said. I'm not doing it.
The provision of free water for Ghanaians by government as a result of COVID-19 outbreak ended officially yesterday. In a bid to satisfy our curiosity as to how it benefited many, our news team breezed into town to pick thoughts by the public on the issue, and these were some of their reactions.
Okay, so I want to ask how the free water package the government gave to us, how it was beneficial to you. So I want your opinion.
Oh, it was good. So far from 3 months we have enjoyed it, and then so at least in the morning you can get water to bath, to wash your things and stuff, so it's good.
Okay, so looking at the new month we are in now and you going to pay water bills, how do you feel?
Oh, it's normal. It's okay, but at least he has subsidized some of the prices, so it's okay. We are good.
Yeah, then another asi. Any na so feel out the my. Yeah, then I say pa na no a wakasana ye hwe ni mu se nkaja. Obeka ho asem na nka odi bi kura aka ho amaye. Because so ni dey aboa ye papa. Yes, if you have 40 Ghana months, it is 3 months. You boab no a bit me the aye bibi. I shall yamba. The catch any send your my and any something in your beam crank, I pepper.
Okay, and see new months now, ya remuna was our court to ya in so bills no feel say.
Oh, and they feel bad pa so. And then yaban auntie of anything.
Okay, me that say.
Oh. Nana no why are they? I can say Nana ya de my hair above Funahada. Ya kwafina ya de why are the papa ya mean why are they? In so 1 maybe 3 months. Na sisi so no my hair we so ya account.
Okay, first of all, me pese be dey man pani ase. I wo empo adwempa onyama aye as a citizens no. Empo no 3 months no mo de ma free electricity and water in Appiah pa. The moment I say more disconnected. In fact, I had you because I feel I miss go back to my old life as I go to Sweden. Between more than 2 cities a day. It's not easy, but I need when Rebecca say then I say I want to share power, she share day. I say oh,
I thank them for the water because the water helped me so much to do my work. Then if I go house, I have a chance to fetch water then. Feeling myself free, so I thank Akufo-Addo, bless it. 4 years again, yes.
Okay, so now that the 3 months has ended and you are going back to your normal life, you pay and then you fetch. How do you feel?
Because I'll pay again. I don't like it. I won't continue because if I can do everything with my water pipe is free.
Well, we are trying to get in touch with Stanley Mate, PR for Ghana Water Company Limited, to speak to us on the issue and their preparations towards, of course, the calibration of, recalibration of their systems to move on to how it was previously, where they were billing consumers of their, of water and all of that. As and when we get him, we're trying to reach him. As and when we get him, we'll put him online at least to answer some questions and the preparations they've made so far to make sure that persons from the outfit are well protected when going to, of course, read meters and all of that. Away from that, the staff and pupils of Takla Toko EP Basic School in the Volta region have taken delivery of Veronica buckets, nose masks, liquid soaps, tissues, and hand sanitizers donated by a non-governmental organization, One Finger Foundation, founded by Mawunya Akpebu, the educational facility which benefited from training on how to observe safety protocols in the fight against COVID-19, also applauded the kind gesture of the organization.
See the story, you see you have to even your books. You cannot disinfect your books. You can make sure that you you have your hands sanitized. Let's see you use it. Next week, I use it. Next week, I join it. And then you can pay. Look at now, look at now. Look at the 3 things I've mentioned: cough, sneezing and what? Communicating. Then you phone with that or never minute. Look at your open map. Bam. Ministry of Health. Go to the door that I need there. Bam, bam, bam. Look at your you should be 2 meters away from a friend or from a group of people. I better get in my life. To my church, I 2 meters away. And another face mask wear, and we should make sure the face mask covers the nose and the chin. Then you have one or record. Please, are you getting me? Yes.
Well, you're still watching Pan-African News Radio on Pan-African Television. We're coming to you from our studios in Abilinkwe, 48 Swanika Street here in Accra. We're going for a short break. We'll be back with some more stories. Don't go anywhere.
Breakfast a day. Every day. Every day.
Nestle. Good food, good life.
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Hello?
Oh, sound.
Okay, why? My wife comes and send a message. Hello? What's happened?
It's a chunk who's will be a quiet say what? A dear sir.
Besides, friend, I'm so young. You are not testing messages here. And our office so I'm trying to tell you, she says, I
mean, so we a guy manu and may young who could look cry. And also wants a family drilling company limited for Kana.
What's the name? Family Drilling Company Limited.
Here to borehole, biofuel, biogas, swimming pool, plumbing works in Yinaso, Yeyebi, Frey 0240 333 111 and that's 0244 144 822.
Miampa and you want swimming pool me see. Me want to will be there. Family drilling now. Family drilling. Me out with that.
Welcome back. Now let's cross over to the phone line and speak to Stanley Mate, PR for Ghana Water Company Limited. We are talking to him on the free water supply that has ended yesterday. We want to find out if it's today or yesterday. Good afternoon and welcome to Pan-African News.
Thank you very much, and thanks for having me.
Stanley, tell us, free water supply that was announced by President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, is it today that it's ending or it has ended yesterday?
Yeah, it ended at midnight on the 30th of June. So as I speak, it ended, and any consumption from a minute after 12 a.m. today will be the responsibility of the customer.
All right. Has this really been announced, at least for consumers, of water in this country to really know that, of course, he has ended as at 12 midnight? Because as it stands now, a lot of people may not be aware that this has ended as of today.
Yes, we have issued a press release. We have made some announcements on social media. And we have used several channels in communicating to the general public. So we're very much aware, or we are sure that the majority of the population are generally aware of the situation.
Okay, we are still in the COVID-19 period. You have persons from your outfit going out there to read meters and all of that. What protective measures have you put in place to make sure that persons from your outfit going out there to read meters are well protected from COVID-19?
Listen, we just, people will start reading the meters as we used to do prior to the three directives from the president. So when they move out, you're sure that they are going to follow well protected to save themselves and then to save customers as well. We have provided them with all the logistics needed, and they will go by the protocols that they're going to save themselves and then to customers as well. And everything will go well. Now, we also would want to put out there that customers who were disconnected from the connected and when connected to the pure water, we will expect that we will pay their bills, because it's hard to pay their bills by now. If anyone who hasn't paid his bill as of now, I will encourage and expect them to do so before will not get to be connected, but will be asked to do the law. Because most of them didn't pay their bills and they were disconnected, and because of the we have to reconnect them completely. So if after 3 months they still haven't paid their bills and they still want to consume the water, then I will want them to face the full cost of the law. The other aspect is that all vendors, including landlords and landlords, have to revert to their arrangements prior to their present directive. So, with tenants and landlords, some of them issue the bills to the tenants at the end of the month when they issue their bills. Some of them also tell the water to the tenant. Whatever arrangements that the works, and I think they can revert to that. If there's no problem to that, they can revert to the status quo and continue. Then the other aspect is whether the water who disturb the water properly, they also can revert to their bills on the water to enable them pay their bills the way they should. We'll take this opportunity also to express appreciation to government for the free water, and then on behalf of the Secretary Minister and the management of Ghana Water Company Limited, we also want to express that appreciation to all the agencies that supported us to enable us to deliver on the President's directive. Thank you very much.
Now, briefly before I let you go, let's look at the calibration of your systems. Is it well done to an extent that we will not have people who complain that now they are receiving bills more than they used to?
The measures are such that there's nothing that can be done to it. You're still going to use according to your consumption. And then the fee in terms of tariff, it is the PLC that regulates and gives us tariff. So we can't increase or decrease the tariff until PLC does so. So we are not going to see anything different from what we were seeing prior to the President's directive, and even during the free water period. So we are going to bill you according to your consumption. I must let customers know, or the general public know, that even during the free period, we are still reading the meters because we are then delivering same to government for payment. So we're giving government real figures, real data to enable them pay the bills, and it's not like we just give them any lump sum and to pay. So we are going to read the meters. The meters everybody. And so they're going to, the choice are going to change. So everything is going to move on the way they are.
All right, okay, thank you so much for speaking to us. We've been speaking to Stanley Marty, PR for Ghana Water Company Limited. He's been telling us on their preparations so far and the fact that they've issued a press release to inform the general public that the free water supply ended yesterday night around 12 o'clock midnight. And so let us all take note from the ending of this month, probably tariffs will start coming. Belgium's King Philip has expressed his remorse for acts of violence and suffering of the Congolese people during the colonial period. He made these remarks in a letter to Democratic Republic of Congo's President Felix Tshisekedi on the country's 60th anniversary of independence from Belgium.
Belgium's King Leopold II seized a huge swathe in what is now Democratic Republic of Congo in the 1880s, where as many as 10 million Africans reportedly died under his rule. Belgium also colonized the mineral-rich country for 75 years till she obtained independence on June 30, 1960. In his letter, King Philip expressed remorse for suffering inflicted to the Congolese people. He is the first Belgian monarch to officially express regret for atrocities committed in the colonial era. 3 weeks ago, a statue of Leopold II in the city of Antwerp was set on fire by anti-racism protesters.
Thousands of people have marched in cities and towns across Sudan demanding greater political reforms. According to civil society groups, the protest is intended to make sure the goals of last year's revolution, which ousted Omar al-Bashir as president, are achieved.
Have been deployed in the capital, Khartoum, and neighboring towns, as well as on major roads leading to the army headquarters. Crowds have gathered singing and chanting, blaring car horns and carrying placards. These have seemed similar to the ones during months of protest which ended Bashir's decades-long rule and led to the formation of a joint civilian and military government. But there is growing concern that the country's hopes for political reform and true civilian rule will not be met. The protesters want corruption stamped out, justice for those who killed under Bashir's rule, and a parliament to be set up. On the eve of the demonstrations, Sudan's civilian Prime Minister Abdallah Hamdok addressed the nation and promised that key reforms would be announced in the coming days. He and other leaders are under pressure to deliver, especially as the country battles with rising food and fuel prices and a coronavirus outbreak which has killed more than 500 people and stifled economic activity.
Well, that'll be all for the local stories. We'll return shortly after this break with business.
Breakfast your day. Every day. Every day.
Nestle, good food, good life.
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Welcome back. Now let's do some business stories. The Metropolitan Chief Executive MC of Accra, Mohamed Ejesoa, has announced that the second phase of Makola redevelopment project would commence in July 2020. He He revealed this at a stakeholder engagement held at the 31st December Makola Market to interact with leadership and occupants of the shed to be affected, adding that the second phase would see reconstruction of shed 9 to accommodate some 270 stalls.
According to him, the commencement of the project follows the successful completion of Shed 8 under the first phase of the project, adding that work is expected to be completed in less than a year. He expressed his appreciation to the traders for their cooperation during the first phase and was hopeful they would continue to cooperate to ensure the successful completion of the second phase of the project, which is extended to accommodate more stalls. He urged the traders to relocate to the temporary shed provided by the assembly within 2 weeks to enable work begin. The mayor also used the opportunity to educate the traders about the need to strictly adhere to all COVID-19 preventive protocols in order to curb the spread of the virus in the city. Some market women who spoke at the engagement expressed their gratitude to the assembly, citing conducive trading environment and improved security in the market, among others, as some benefits they were currently enjoying after the completion of the first phase. Located in the heart of the city, the Makola Market is a legendary shopping place constructed in the year 1924, which is the main wholesale and retail marketplace in the city, also serves as the center of trade in the country and one of the nation's most essential social and cultural institutions, has been redeveloped with a shed which was initially built to occupied by 180 traders but expanded to accommodate over 200 traders. Products sold in the market ranges from manufactured and imported foods, fresh produce, clothes, shoes, tools, medicines, pots and pans to jewelry made from locally handcrafted beads.
Now, still on business, price fluctuations in global crude and refined product prices are taking a heavy toll on Ghana's downstream markets, resulting in bulk oil distributors losing millions of dollars and throwing many indigenous oil marketing companies out of business. Out of the 130 oil marketing companies operating in the country, 50, according to the estimates, are said to be financially challenged, thus hampering the ability to lift and sell petroleum products from bulk oil distributors on a regular basis.
For the month of April, 45 oil marketing companies were not able to lift petroleum products, while in June, in the Association of Oil Marketing Companies estimated that 22 companies did not lift products. An industry source told the BNFT that a bulk oil distributor lost $5 million after selling a consignment due to oil price fluctuations on the world market. The development, according to some industry players, is cause to worry and needs urgent government attention before indigenous oil marketing companies are wiped out of the sector due to financial challenges. Happenings on the world market also predict higher petroleum prices for the future, which has a tendency of having a cascading effect on the prices of all goods and services due to a possible hike in transportation, a critical factor in the determination of inflation.
But that's all for business. We are going for a short break. We'll be back with international news.
Has varieties of herbal products for your dreadlocks and natural hair.
I am Mikesh Crown Salon. Now, keeping natural hair with dreadlocks, no, idea when you make a boma, meno. Now, you who so share and I say maintenance and a lack of knowledge, no, and I'm the air me taika abrofo ana obruni alo ablofoi to pollute our natural hair with the harsh, dangerous chemicals. In tasem way I am nonina ya starting training, teaching, preaching the gospel according to maintaining natural hair with this lovely natural organic products. Now, say no ye be school na ma zebra na be sua unsa no ejuma for you to be one of the best locticians in the whole wide world. It's an adjuma way, it's an adjuma ocean, odi kobe bia. It's an say to be a loctician, no, is a job the world need you today. Na natural hair ya de bia say no e bapa na manfuaji atu no stigmatization, no bad names for dreadlocks and natural hair. Entino me boko say brana besua sa nimdie way efa dreadlocks, sisters locks, Nubian locks, Afro locks, cultivated locks, organic locks, micro locks, Caucasian locks, twist locks, real lock, hand twist, comb twist, flat twist. Sa no way nyina no brana besua usua wie na yehwe modern boy etimi ejiw esan say Mikesh Training Academy no yewo branches bebre wo Ghana ha etimi employ and I say etimi esu employ outside the country.
If you want to learn all the techniques in natural hair and dreadlocks, please pick up a form in any of our branches. Also, for bulk purchases of our natural herbal products, please call 0542 126072 or 0277 454287.
Mikesh is the king of dreadlocks.
You don't know Stonewall representing, I said dreadlock to the world. BOT. Your natural hair is the crown of your glory. Mikesh!
Why you pay?
Welcome back. Now let's take some stories from our international partners. People's Dispatch. Ecuador's Trade Union Center, the Unitary Front of Workers, FUT, on June 29 gave the call for a national mobilization on June 16. The mobilization will be carried out against the neoliberal economic policies of President Lenin Moreno and his administration's management of the COVID-19 pandemic.
In a video conference, Messias Titemoes, president of the FUT, explained that the mobilization day will be held in rejection of the mass dismissal of public sector workers, the budget cuts in the higher education sector, the corruption in the Ecuadorian Social Security Institute, IESS, and the privatization of public institutes. Titemoes informed that in the capital Quito, the demonstration will begin at 16 o'clock. While peasant and agricultural organizations will march at 10 o'clock in different cities. We invite all Ecuadorians to the Grand Mobilization Day on Thursday, July 16, 2020, for employment, education, health, against corruption, and in defense of the IESS to BIESS. Complying with health protocols, wrote the FUT in a tweet after the conference. Jose Villasencio, president of the General Union of Ecuadorian Workers, who also took part in the conference, announced that in the next few days, 7 unconstitutionality lawsuits will be filed against the Humanitarian Support Law. The Humanitarian Support Law, recently passed by Moreno to deal with the economic and social crisis, is an anti-worker law. The trade unions, such as the FUT, the Unity Center of Workers, Federation of Public and Private Workers, among others, denounced that it promotes exploitation of workers, legalizes layoffs, and only favors big companies. Likewise, Isabel Vegas, president of the National Union of Ecuadors, informed that the teachers will hold a sit-in at the Independence Plaza in Quito on July 2 under the banner of Mingle for Life, Health, Work, and Education. Union leaders criticized the health ministry for its inability to deal with the pandemic. They denounced that the health portfolios have been dismantled in the country and that millions of people are without protection. Therefore, they urged the citizens to join the protest wearing face masks and respecting social distancing measures. Several social movements, indigenous organizations, and trade unions have been organizing against Moreno's austerity measures since the beginning of May. On May 25, a massive national mobilization was carried out against Moreno's new set of neoliberal reforms. During the first 2 weeks of June, as well, several protests were held. As of June 29, Ecuador has 55,665 confirmed cases of coronavirus with 4,502 deaths.
Now, on June 30, health workers hit the streets across France in another round of mobilization, protesting lack of staff and infrastructure in hospitals and stagnant wages. The call for the mobilization was given by trade unions, including the General Confederation of Labour, CGT, and Health Workers Collective, including interagencies and collective interhospital.
The protesters have criticized the 2 months consultations, Siga de la Santé, initiated by the French government on May 25 for reforms in the French healthcare. Following the mobilization, the CGT has accused that it is clear that Emmanuel Macron's government has imagined the Siga de la Santé as a kind of business seminar aimed following a shared diagnosis on the situation to reaffirm the merits of its project, My Health 2022. This involves in particular supporting the reduction in the place of the public hospital service and the transfer of activity to the private sector. Obviously, a few announcements will be made in response to demands concerning the material and human resources as well as the increase in wages. However, the latter has not lived up to the demands made by health personnel for just over 18 months of mobilization. They are even experienced as a cold shower in the light of the expectations aroused by Emmanuel Macron's announcements, in particular on the revaluation of wages and careers, investment in building and equipment, etc., added CGT. CGT has demanded that, without further delay, the government should announce the opening of beds necessary for the proper functioning of our hospitals, the emergency recruitment of 100,000 staff for the hospital and 200,000 for the IFAD, as well as the general revaluation of the salaries of all staff. The health workers in France, especially staff in the accident and emergency departments, have been on strike since the spring of 2019, demanding an increase of €300 in the monthly salary of emergency staff, as well as fresh recruitment to meet staff shortages and ending the cuts in hospital beds and other medical facilities. Earlier in this month, on June 16, the health workers ravaged by both the COVID-19 pandemic and the insensitivity of the government protested across the country.
That'll be all for international stories. Credit to People's Dispatch for those stories. Up next is sports.
Breakfast good day, every day.
Nestle. Good food, good life.
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Welcome back. Now let's do some sports stories. The Ghanaian international striker Kwesi Ochri of Bayern Munich has been voted the 2019-2020 player of the season in the Germany third-tier league. The Bayern Munich striker prevailed in the vote of captains and coaches.
25-year-old Ghanaian international Kwesi Ochereret has prevailed out of stiff competition to emerge as the 2019-2020 Player of the Season in the Germany third-tier league. Kwesi Ochereret has had stellar performances in the just-ended Bundesliga season, which saw him gain an enviable promotion to train with the title-winning senior side of Bayern Munich. It would be the first time that a second team has won the third league championship in Germany. Red has high assurance of sweeping the top scorers award, which the German Football Association will award for the first time.
Now away from that, Matchroom Boxing has announced that WBC flyweight champion Julio Cesar Martinez will be facing 2008 Olympian McWilliams Arroyo in a defense bout slated for August 15.
In February 2018, 34-year-old Arroyo defeated former superweight champion Carlos Cuadras by a 10-round majority decision at the Forum in Inglewood, California, and has won his last 3 fights. Martinez needs an excellent performance following his close win over Jay Harris last February. The 25-year-old won the vacant WBC title last December with a 9-round knockout win over Christopher Rosales. The bout will take place at the DAZN in Tulsa, Oklahoma, which will be an exciting location for the bout since there aren't a lot of notable boxing events that takes place there.
Well, that's all for sports. Up next is entertainment news.